Okay, so let's talk about President Joe Biden's bill that he just sent to Congress. It is called the Immigration Act of 2021. So there's a wonderful website that I'll put in the link in the description below that you can check out that shows the bill in detail, and you can check that out. I'm just going to summarize it and talk about the things that it does, and how it's beneficial to our immigration system, which needs to be reformed so bad. It doesn't just need, like, executive orders aren't enough to fix our immigration system. It needs to be thoroughly reformed. Now, Joe Biden took great steps initially with the executive orders that he put out, but there are more executive orders that he could have put out, and the Cato Institute made a wonderful review. I'm going to put that in the link in the description below as well. The Cato Institute put a wonderful review and synopsis of what Joe Biden could do to fix our immigration system strictly with executive orders that's in his power to do. So there's three major things that this bill does. It speeds up the process of applications and entry and citizenship. Now that's major because our immigration system is so backed up. It's taking years after a person applies to get accepted into the country, and for their family to get accepted into the country, and for people to come and work. It's just taking too long, and there needs to be a faster process. So what he does to do that is he increases, or excuse me, he improves the courts. So the court system, he funnels a lot of money into the court system. Now that needs to be done. If we're going to spend something on what government should be doing, it is the court system. Like, seriously, our justice system just takes so long. People will wait, just not even just immigration. People will have their hearing one day, and then it takes years later until they get a trial, and they're just sitting in jail until then. It needs to be a faster process. We need to invest in our court system. That's what the government should be doing before it does mostly anything else. Before it takes on any extra things, our court systems need reforming. But he speeds up the process by investing more money into the courts. Um, he makes sure that the immigrants are provided a lawyer, a family lawyer, that knows the law and can help them get through. He makes sure that an interpreter is there. If they speak a different language, and if they don't understand the English language here, he makes sure they have an interpreter so that they can be properly represented in court when they come to have their hearing in their trial. So he also reinstated judicial discretion so that the judge doesn't have to strictly follow things, but can kind of be discretionary, and go on a case by case basis, which gives them some sort of leeway. Now, I do understand the argument against this because the laws that we pass are passed by the legislative branch, and those are laws that the people have decided through their elected representative. So I totally get that. But we know from mass incarceration that that can lead to a disaster. And without a system that is leaning towards rehabilitation, it almost makes it inevitable that the law will be used as like a weapon against immigrants. Like, it's undoubtable. So I get both arguments or whatever. I'm not too excited about the judicial discretion thing that he allows back in, but I totally am sympathetic to immigration, and I would like for judges to allow more immigrants who are safe, who are coming to work. Um, so he also focuses on integrating immigrants. So he makes sure that immigrants have access to programs to teach them English, and that when they apply for citizenship, they're given some sort of English test to make sure they have basic English down. That's fine. I'm not against it. But I'm not like for. I don't think like that. It's like a big deal. If immigrants are here, they're going to learn the language, and the ones that don't, they're just going to be affected by that themselves. But it's not going to like fundamentally transform our country. Our country's not like under siege. Everyone's here still overwhelmingly speaks English. um So he eliminates LGBT and religious discrimination. So what does that mean? It wasn't like if you were a gay immigrant you couldn't come here. It was like this: if you applied to have your family come here, what family meant was what you were being discriminated against. So now, if you're LGBT, then you can still have your family come here no matter what their gender identity is, and they can still come under the truth that they are your family. It increases the amount of immigrants overall, the amount of asylum seekers, and the amount of immigrants overall that are allowed to come. It increases all of that. That's great. Uh, I think that this is a wonderful bill. I wish you would have went further a little bit. I think that there is a necessity to distinguish between citizenship and immigration, and the reason why is because Republicans are scared and conservatives are scared that the people will come and be able to vote. And they think that they're not going to vote for them, so they feel very iffy about immigration. They feel like it's going to cause the Democrats to have an upper hand. If the process of helping immigrants is truly, and this is me speaking if you're a person that's on the left or if you're a Democrat, if it's truly about allowing people that want to come here and work to come here and work, then I think that we should not make it contingent. If a Republican says, well, they can come here, they just can't be citizens, they can just be permanent residents, they just can't vote. If they say that, I really sincerely doubt that an immigrant will be like, well, if I can't be a citizen, I just don't want to go. If I can't vote, I just don't want to go. I don't think so. I think that immigrants would say, well, I'm not coming there. I mean, voting, I would enjoy the privilege of voting, but that's not the reason I'm necessarily coming there. I'm coming there for job opportunities. I'm coming there for a safe environment. I'm coming there to build a better life for my family. If if the Democrats die on that rock, then it's not truly for them about helping immigrants get into the country. What it's about is it's political in nature, and I don't think that we should play politics with people's lives. If the Republicans put that on the table, I would still sign it into law. That to me allows immigrants to come here to be part of our economy. And if they can't vote, they can't vote. They're not going to be turned off by that completely. And plus, it's a law that if you were born on United States soil, you do have the right to vote. So their children will be allowed to vote. So yes, that's my opinion on that. Do I think that that will go through the way that it is? No. You have in the House, yes, because the Democrats pretty solidly control the House, and I do think that there's Republicans that are sympathetic to immigration. Uh, Trumpism is not sympathetic to immigration, and that's what concerns me. But I think that the Republican Party is divided between Trumpism and then the Republican establishment, and you're going to have some Republican senators that sign on to this piece of legislation. I do think we're going to get immigration reform, even if the bill does not look exactly like it's being presented here. I think that it's not going to be too far off that it's going to be a failure of a bill. I think that it's still going to be a great piece of legislation that takes a step in the right direction towards what an open system of immigration would look like.